it's up to you all, Councilman. A parliamentary issue here.
Either way, even if you approve it, if the city council tables it, it still gets tabled by the city council to the chief of staff's point. So you could approve this, but if the city council decides to table it, it's not, they consider that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not going to go on the agenda tonight, and it'll go in 2 weeks, so I am not, you know, I would say if you approve one of the measures, go ahead for the other one.
We can talk about it in the regular council meeting. Yes,
Alderman Flores.
Thank you. I know I'm not on this committee, but I went to the planning and zoning and they held it over and then they ultimately approved it. So I guess I'm confused about what the issue is. That because they held it over an extra month, they did some more conversations with the neighbors and the applicant, and they ultimately did approve it to move forward to city council. So I guess it's been on the docket for I think 2 months. So I guess I'm confused about what we're missing, so to speak.
I don't think there's anything that you all are missing. I think, you know, there was a sense to want to take a little bit more of a look and see, make sure that everyone had kind of agreed to a resolution that was good for both Allendale and for the neighbors. But I think that we've been moving towards that through the planning and zoning process and with the planning and zoning staff. So I would say we're not going to stand in the way of, and there's a lot of good work that's been done. So no issues here.
well, just so we can discuss it, I can have a motion to, so we can talk about it, discuss it. Can you get a motion to?
Theoretic, so there's a couple of rules. There's obviously Robert's rule, there's other, either way, for my purposes, I'm a little more, I don't follow strict Robert's rules because I think sometimes people will kind of use Robert's rules to kind of be a punishment thing. Theoretically, technically, under Robert's rule, the motion, you have the second, and then you have the discussion. If you do, I think in California, they use it differently, actually, where they discuss it first. Neither one is illegal per se. So if you want to take the questions, chairperson favors, I'm fine. If you want to have the motion second, I'm fine also.
I'll do the motion just how we usually do it. I get a first and second, and this motion is to adopt the ordinance approving the conditional use permit for homeless shelter for adults and boys at 421 West Water Street, zoning calendar 2790. Get a first and second?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Martinez.
Second by me.
Second by Alderwoman Bolton. All right, and yes, what is your question?
I just had a comment. I wasn't aware that it was still operating until the briefing. And I wasn't aware, thank you so much, I didn't know there was an opposing opinion with the residents because they have been operating before and they're run by Allendale. So if you want to hold it over so we can get a clarification, let's do that.
I think operation ceased in July of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, of the prior homeless shelter. And then I believe it was vacant until recently, and they're trying to use it for the same purpose.
Correct, that's what I understand.
I will just add, if this is the property that I'm thinking of, there was very significant objection from the surrounding neighbors based on the way that it was run before and concerns about how it's going to be run in the future. So I would certainly encourage anybody who's interested in taking a closer look to, in fact, take a closer look.
And I definitely will be approaching it. Thank you.
Alderman Martinez.
Yeah, I just quickly want to say that I read the whole packet, and I think one of the main complaints from one of the neighbors was that they wanted a fence around it, and so I seen the dimensions and all, and I thought I was the only complaint that I've seen. But let me briefly say something about Allendale. I worked with Allendale for 14 years, and they built a great reputation, and I feel that they've helped the youth and been in our community and been a pillar in our community. So my vote is going to be yes. I wish you and that was 15 years ago. So I know the great reputation you guys have, and I thank you for that.
Take it a roll call.
So is it, there was a motion to hold it over initially, was that disregarded by T?
I didn't hear the motion to hold it over.
Oh, okay, then maybe I'm mistaken, I thought Alderman Felix said we were gonna hold it over, so I just wanna make sure we're clear.
That would be the first one. We were either gonna table it, right? That was the
Yeah, but I gave you guys the option to do one of two things. I said, if you want to, you can table it, or if you want to approve it so it coexists with the other. I'm fine either way. Either way, it has to go before the city council for final approval. So that's what I was saying. I thought you would ask the question. I didn't realize that question was the form of the motion you asked.
It's okay, we can proceed however you recommend. I just wanted to make sure we were clear on what
Yeah.
we're
What should I
We'll
say?
go into them.
Motion to hold it over until we get clarification.
Well, we're just.
What's the order?
Yeah, I didn't hear a first and a second in regards to the holdover, and we have a first and a second on the one to approve it. If you vote it down, it ends up getting pushed back. If you want to amend that motion to be a table, then I would have the person who originally made the motion, which would be Alderman Martinez, make a motion to table it, and then someone can second and you can vote on that.
Well, you can table it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine. So I want, for purposes of it, Alderman Martinez, since you made the motion, you need to make a motion to table it.
Wouldn't it have to go to the next committee meeting, which is a month?
Right, yeah, it will go to the next committee meeting if it's tabled today, yes.
Okay.
I mean, next month, yes. So it's your choice. I'm fine either way. How do you guys want to do it?
We'll wait until and we'll discuss it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Regular council meeting. So,
We need approval then on this one.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, roll call.
Alderman Hayes.
No.
Alderman Martinez.
No.
Alderman Donworth.
No.
Alderman Bolden.
No.
Chairman Felix.
No.
Motion did not pass.
So now it's going to go back to the committee. The Alderman for it. So just so you guys are aware.
I'm sorry. Clarify.
So it didn't pass committee, so we're going back. It's gonna come back in.
So it'll come back to the committee.
Thank you.
Moving on.
My understanding that it would go to council with a negative recommendation. Okay, all right. I just wanted to-
But did everyone know that's what they were voting on? He just told me he thought he was voting on the holdover.
No, the motion was to approve. So that was what the motion was.
So just to confirm, well, we voted on it already.
Yeah, we're voting on it already. So the council just voted. We'll see what, I had it as a motion to. That's what you had as a motion to approve, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, because the council does not have to accept the committee's findings. The council does not have to accept the committee's findings, so we can take it to the 2 weeks.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
A lot of my other villages, it automatically goes back, but if that's not in your rules, then that's fine. That's not required by the statute. You can always, the council can always even amend, like, for example, the laundromats, the 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it can always go to the council.
Okay, so the motion fails, but it'll be coming back as a negative recommendation, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And that'll be in 2 weeks. All right, next on item 5C. Motion to adapt an ordinance amending the zoning classification, adapting a map amendment from R3 to R4 at 642 South Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, zoning calendar 2796. Can I have a first and a second?
So moved.
Motion by Alderwoman Bolton,
Second.
second by Alderperson Martinez. Any questions?
I have a quick question. I just looked at the Google images of this, I've not actually driven by it. It's a funky looking kind of grouping of two buildings. Alderwoman Bolton, did you have any, I think this is in your work. Did you have
It
any
is in
information?
my
Okay.
Yes, and I understand, it was formerly a homeless shelter, and now they want to convert over into apartments. Am I correct about that?
Okay. I don't necessarily have any objection to it, I just wanted to make sure it was in your world, if there was any concerns.
No, I'm glad that we're moving forward, and they're going to be productive in the community. I think the community would benefit from it being apartments instead of just empty spaces.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Either roll call?
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Donovan.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Can I get a first and second for item 5G? This motion is to adopt an ordinance approving conditional use permit for multi-unit dwelling. Is that one just in?
Same.
That'd be item
642.
motion approving, adopting an ordinance approving the conditional use permit for the multi-unit dwelling at 642 South Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, zoning calendar 2797. Can I get a first and second?
So move.
Second.
First by Alderwoman Bolton, second by Alderman Martinez. Any questions? Can I get a roll call?
Alderman Donovan.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 5F, this motion is to adopt an ordinance approving a conditional use permit for a laundromat at 610 North Avenue, zoning calendar 2798, and
I think you missed E.
I think this is line item
Line E.
Yeah, it's a line item B. You read the address, the motion, right? It's just line item.
line item E, okay. We did have some amendments, is it to this?
No.
That's the next one, okay. Well, the time, for this one, we did want to make the amendments, change the time from 7 to 8 p.m. I would like to make that amendment.
I think,
No,
no.
so you make the motion, you can approve it, the council can then approve it, and then change the time to 8 p.m. So the permitted application, sorry, I'm used to different villages, they longer the whole meeting, so. Once again, if you, typically how I do these, and, you know, I don't come to enough of your meetings to be for sure how you do it, was I let the motion go through because the council can always change it to the 8 p.m. time. I have no problem with the concept of the person making a motion to amend the approval of the conditional use permit for the time close to be changed from 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you want to do it that way, sir, I'm fine with that.
First make the motion, then we make the motion to.
Well, but have we made the motion yet or not? I thought we were, okay, so then make a motion to amend the time change on the conditional use permit for 610 North Avenue, zoning 2798, to 8 p.m. 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., right?
All right, so I'd like to make the motion to change the hour from 7, the hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
8
or 8 p.m. for the conditional use permit for the laundromat at 610 North Avenue, zoning calendar 2798. Can I get a first and a second?
So move.
Motion by Alderperson Bolton,
Second.
second parking lot layout as staff recommended, which is the 8 parking spaces. That is the amendment to the motion. Can I get a first and second? First by Alderman Donenworth. Second by
Alderman Oak.
Alderwoman Bolton. Can I get a roll call?
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Donrow.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Is this as amended? I didn't hear you ask your questions, I'm sorry. Is this
That's amended, yes.
So the timing, right? This one too is gonna be 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
Yes, the time, also including the bushes at the west end of the parking lot, and also the 10 parking spaces as staff recommendation.
Okay, I'm sorry to have interrupted. Aye.
I'm just curious to know what will be the weekend hours? Will it still remain the same?
That is correct.
All right, thank you.
So Alderman Hayes, I'm sorry, I missed your vote, sir.
I apologize. Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Fields.
Aye.
And the motion does pass.
All right. Line item G. Can I get a first and a second? A motion to adopt an ordinance amending the sections of the city code in conjunction with amendment to the Unified Development Ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
First by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderwoman Bolton. Any questions?
Yes, can somebody explain the backstory of this?
We have Noel. Come on.
She's in the hall.
If not, we have Commissioner Lindsay here. Oh, she's on her way. I know I want to see if we can go over the ordinance, the adopted of the changes to the UDO.
The item that's on your agenda.
She.
I apologize, but I was out in the hall, so. Okay, so this section, the ordinance amendment sections of the city code in conjunction with amendments to the Unified Development Ordinance. So the Unified Development Ordinance changes are a separate item that's on the full council tonight. This is city code changes. Right now, the city code language about the Development Review Board has certain department heads as members of the Development Review Board. At the time that that was last amended, we did not have a licensing department. So this would be adding the licensing department director as a member of the Development Review Board. And previously, the city engineer, I'm the chair of that committee, that board. Previously, the city engineer was the vice chair or co-chair, who would fill in if I wasn't able to attend. That would be changing it to the building commissioner instead of the city engineer. So that's the entirety of the scope of those city code changes related to the current UDO changes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Can you get a roll call?
Alderman Donrow.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Fields.
Aye.
Motion carries, sir.
Thank you. We have line item 5H. Motion is to adopt an ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor license and video gaming license by 1 for the SIP 21 LLC located at 2120 Green Bay Road. Can I have any questions? Can I get a motion and a second? Motion and second first, please.
Second.
Motion by Alderwoman Bolton, second by Alderman Martinez. Questions? Alderwoman.
Yes, I understand this is just being grandfathered to the son. Is that the backstory of this? Thank you.
We have the applicants here.
want to make sure, because this is going to be both a restaurant and a banquet hall, correct? That we have,
That's the plan.
that we have the correct licensing plan, because technically, if you have a restaurant license, you have to stop serving alcohol when you stop serving food. And with banquets, that's not how it works. But then if you just have a banquet license, how does that cover the restaurant? So I think we talked about it in my briefing, and we think we need to create a different class for a situation when it happens like this, because we've had a couple locations like that in town. But I just want to make sure that the staff and everyone is good with whatever. I don't even know for sure. I can't get my computer to work, so I don't know exactly which they decided, if you're doing a banquet license or a restaurant license, but I just want to make sure it covers both of those things.
Yeah, no, and I understand that is the plan. The banquet hall, it's the same address, so it's downstairs. It's still in the process of being approved, so we're in the process, it's not approved yet. But the restaurant is ready to start and function, and we are talking with, obviously with Sam, Tom, and I think with the licensing department. They are aware, and they're saying that there's a plan to work into getting something to make sure everything's covered.
Okay.
So they say it would, at least to get the restaurant started.
Okay, and then I just have one other question. I know as part of your application, you had a copy of your lease, and it says that your rent is $17,000 a month. And then you, in another part of the application, you estimated you're gonna make $250,000 a year. Well, your rent will be $204,000 a year. So that only leaves $46,000 left to do everything else. Is that what you meant to put in there?
Oh, that calculation was only for the restaurant
Oh, okay.
part of it, because
Okay.
again, it's still in the process of the banquet.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? So just to be clear, this is just for the restaurant, and the banquet hall is still working on the conditional use permit.
This is just increase the.
It doesn't need a conditional use
No,
permit.
no, for the banquet hall, but
But
they're
that
working on
doesn't
it.
need a conditional use permit.
They're working on it, but right now
Well,
this is
there's
just for
no,
the
I
restaurant.
think an occupancy permit is what she's referring to, not a conditional use permit. It was previously a banquet hall before. Is that right, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
So today, though, it's only.
Yeah, we're just voting on the restaurant. Any other questions? Can you get a roll call?
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Donowitz.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, line item 5I. Motion, can I get a first and a second for a motion to adopt an ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor license and video gaming license by one? Oh, actually, that's one existed, I apologize. That is fine. There you go. Motion to approve an ordinance creating a Class E restaurant liquor license for Pink Cactus located at 1000 North Green Bay Road. Can I get a first and a second?
So moved.
Second.
First by Alderwoman Bolton, second by Alderman Martinez. Any questions? Can I get a roll call?
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Donowitz.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Line item 5J, motion to adapt an ordinance creating a Class E restaurant liquor license for the, this doesn't change that far. There you go. Motion to adopt an ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor licenses by one for Family and Crab Juicy Seafood located at 2101 Grand Avenue. Can you get a first and second?
First.
Second. First by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Donowitz. Any questions? Yeah, we do, you want to talk to Alderman Martinez? We do have the applicants here.
No, I've been there, great food.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
That motion carries.
All right. Line item 6, reporting communication, there are none. Can I get a vote first and a second for, to join the meeting?
I move.
Second.